Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at MTV. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, I do want to mention that I have two links in the description. Those links will take you to official websites where you can donate to support the Ukrainian refugees and Ukraine's military. So thank you all for donating. Thank you all for supporting Ukraine. Now, jumping into the daily chart, I have a Fibonacci retracement here for Multivac. So our swing high here is the all-time high, and we have the swing low over here. So with this, we have three extension levels down here. So after you lose the first fib level, you can start targeting these three levels, and I gave you these levels in advance. And as you can see right now, we have perfectly landed on the 1.414, which is at 0.0011146. And we have been in this range trading sideways for quite a while now. And potentially, once this happens, you're kind of coiling up, and you can see a potential breakout to the upside. And we could see a rejection from the 1.272 as resistance because we have lost this level, but we haven't back tested it as resistance. And this is exactly what we can do over here. And on top of that, you do have the 55 EMA over here, the red line. And this is going to be acting as a very strong resistance level as well, because as you can see, once you lost the 20, you did get a wick from the 55, which sent you back down, and you were in this nasty downtrend ever since. So potentially we're going to be looking for another back test of the 55 EMA on the daily chart. So keep that in mind. And the 1.272 is sitting at 0.0015241. If I just bring that down a little, there we go. And our technical target is the 1.618 here at 0.0006848. That's 0.306848. And this is your target after you start losing the first fib level. Because usually once you do that, once you lose the first fib level, you tend to retrace all the way down here to the 1.618. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to happen, but more often than not, it does. So it's smart if you have some buy limit orders set up throughout this area over here. So if you start losing the support of the 1.414, you can have multiple orders filled in the next potential pullback. And one other thing that you can do is you find yourself in this rectangular pattern over here, and you're basically hitting a support and resistance level constantly. And right now you're potentially going to run into this resistance level once again. I'm going to give you that price tag right now so that you know where that is. Let me get the price tag. There we go. So 0.0012854 is going to be the resistance level. And if you want to get a target, then you can simply take a trend line from the top of the rectangle all the way to the bottom, and then you can place it at the point where you think the breakout will happen, and that will give you your target to the downside. In this case, it's going to be 0.308860. And if we break to the upside, that would actually be the 1.272 level that I just gave you. So it could go both ways here. There is no bias for this specific pattern because you're really just going sideways, and it depends on the markets. It depends on Bitcoin. As always, all the altcoins are heavily correlated to Bitcoin. So I would look for a retest of the 55 EMA on the daily. That would be a great swing trade opportunity. You could take some profits at the 55 and then buy back in at the 20 EMA, the yellow line here, once you start retracing to the downside. Now let's switch over to the daily RSI. So moving over to the RSI, as you can see, the pink trend lines here represented a falling wedge that we were in for quite some time. Then we managed to break out of it. We had sort of a back test of support, but not really because we didn't bounce from the previous resistance. You had a move to the upside. You got rejected from the green trend line, which was a resistance trend line for quite a while here. I've had these trend lines on for a very long time. I've shown you all of them multiple times. Then you broke through the green trend line. You back tested that as support. Then you broke through the yellow trend line. You back tested that as support, and now you are retracing to the upside. So as you can see, you broke from this falling wedge and you're going to the upside, which is usually what happens when you break out from a falling wedge pattern. And I would target 67.76 as your resistance level, because you could run into that level and start retracing to the downside. And I would look for the yellow trend line to be something as something that could hold us, because this has happened previously twice over here. We have back tested as resistance once over here, another bounce as support over here, and another bounce over here. So 4 total bounces of this support trend line, and it could happen once again. Now moving over to the weekly chart, as you can see, this yellow buy zone, which was actually a buy zone previously, but now it's a resistance zone, because this is where we bottomed out last summer in this area, as you can see. So we created a support level, we retrace to the upside, you print an all-time high, you come back down, you lose this level as your support, and then you have to come back up and reject that once again as resistance. And that's exactly where the weekly 20 EMA is, the yellow line. So in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if we came all the way up here to reject or retest the first fib level, the 20 EMA, and this yellow buy zone. So you can go all the way up to the first fib level, which is at 0.002869. You could wick to the upside potentially, and you can come back down, because on the weekly chart you tend to have these strong moves sometimes with these low cap altcoins. But regardless, this is very cheap for Multivac in my opinion. So if you want to dollar cost average in, right now is a very good place, because you're sitting at a support level and you want to buy off of support and sell at resistance points. And if we go to the weekly chart here, ignore the trend lines, they are from the weekly chart, from the daily RSI, but as you can see here is the weekly chart, and we are quite oversold here. If you're over here and you're buying, that's not very smart, but if you're over here and you're selling, that's not very smart either. So you have to buy here and sell here, but that's not a financial advice. It also depends on how long you plan to hold your crypto for. And that is pretty much it. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join my Patreon. I do share my trade alerts in there. I do share my low cap gem calls in there. We have multiple low cap gem projects in the Patreon every single month. We have technical analysis and video requests from you. We have market sentiment analysis. And if I go to my Discord here, I do drop in technical analysis over here. If you go to the main chat, you can see that we have a lot of useful information. We have a patterns chat, we have a top 5 portfolios chat, we have some airdrops chat, we have a staking chat where we share all the coins that we stake on our channel. So feel free to check out the Discord. It's a very, very useful thing to have. So that is pretty much it. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good